All right. Thank you very much for being here today. Welcome. And hopefully, we'll get more people gathered over here as soon as they grab their drinks and come over here. So before I get started, I really wanted to set some expectations. You can expect to have 3 things that you'll learn here today. I will tell you, by the end of this session, how you can receive $100,000 worth of consulting services for free. So that's number 1. Number 2, you will hear a success story coming out from one of our customers about their journey to the cloud. And third, I might make you rethink about your considerations or approach to the digital transformation. So with that, are you ready to get started? I couldn't hear. Are you ready to get started? All right. So let's get started talking a little about the digital future. There are many studies that you have come across probably already. The studies that's happening all the time, talking about what does the digital future look like. Let me tell you one thing. Everybody that's attending this session right here or live stream, let me tell you that in the next 3 to 5 years, you will be in a different business or possibly a completely different industry if you do not upgrade your skills. I guarantee you that. So digital disruption is happening at a pace like never before. The marketplace is getting disrupted. Companies are getting disrupted on a daily basis. But it's creating tremendous amount of new opportunities and possibilities. I came across a very interesting study, in fact, last week. Research which talks about by 2025, more than half of the work tasks today will be taken over by machines. That's less than 7 years away. And it could be a very scary feeling, but the study goes on to say that not only it's going to be replacing those jobs, which would be about 75 million jobs globally, but it's also going to create about 133 million new jobs. So I'm a firm believer that with each transformation, there's new opportunity that comes in. But you need to retool, reskill, and rethink where you're going with this journey. It's very important in the digital future that you really think like a startup company. The old traditional way of driving business does not work anymore. You do not have to be an expert in all the areas yourself. You have to find ways how you can leverage your entire ecosystem, your partners, vendors, even your competitors, to leverage what they've got to co-create together, co-innovate to drive new business value. That's the new theme of this digital era. That's why it's important that you need to think big. You need to start small because, like a startup company, you want to try out new things. It's okay to fail so that you can quickly learn from there and start over again. So agility is extremely, extremely important. And then you have to learn from your mistakes, but scalability is something that is very, very critical because of the reach and what we need to accomplish. Moving on, I'd like to talk about next our relationship with Microsoft. We've been partners with Microsoft for many, many years, for over 30 years now. And we are one of the largest global partners with Microsoft. So the unique things that we bring along to you as a customer when we collaborate and work together is our approach to how we bring the solutions together, leveraging our co-creation approach. We are able to not only help you with your digital transformation on the advisory side, but actually help you transform and thereafter continue to optimize your operations. And I will explain a little bit more about that in the subsequent slides. And then we continue to also support you through managed services. And there's a lovely quote that we recently got from Gabriela, which shows how we are continuing to strengthen our partnership to help in the customers in their digital transformation journey. So the picture that you see over here is the hyper-connected world. Everything is connected to everything today. All devices are talking to each other. People are connected like never before. Organizations are connected like never before. So I think what's very important to look at in this digital transformation journey is this enormous amounts of data all over the place. How do you secure them? How do you find value from the data that you're collecting from all these enormous objects all around you that are continuously tracking you? So you all must have seen the amount of enhancement that has happened in the space of AI. Right? And to some people, it could be, they think this to be a very dangerous thing. People are concerned. What does it do to all the jobs? What does it do to mankind? At Fujitsu, we really think it differently. Our approach to bringing AI or driving any of these digital transformation solutions is keeping people at core, driving the human-centric approach in bringing our solutions to our customers and the world over here. So we truly believe that AI is really, when you really put people and the human beings at the core of what you are defining and developing, you are more successful. People are actually looking for a better customer experience. Not only a better customer experience, they actually wanted quick. They want it to be tailored just exactly what they need for their own need. And people do not have the time anymore to spend and find out, well, is this going to work or not? If it works, it works. Otherwise, they're going to move on to something else. So again, I think our approach is to really keep people at the core of what we are doing. That's our human-centric approach. Let me talk you a little through about how we bring all these solutions together when we are talking about digital transformation. There are 4 key value proposition areas that we bring to our customers. The first one that I'd like to talk about is simplify. So this is all our advisory services. When we look at our customers, we're looking at the existing current landscape of applications that you might have. We help create the roadmap and build the journey to the cloud. We are actually working along with you to define a journey to the cloud which is very, very specific for you and not a generic one that does not fit your criteria. Next, once we help create that roadmap, we actually help you move to the cloud through our modernized solutions. This is where we actually help customers come from legacy, mainframe, mid-range platforms to a cloud-enabled platform. We help customers come from on-prem solution to the cloud solution. The cloud solution could be a public, private, or a hybrid nature. We do support truly what's best for your organization. Once you're there in the cloud, we continue to engage with you to find how we can continue to optimize your operations, because that's where we need to find how we find efficiencies, continually improve the workflows and how the business value we are bringing to your organization. Once we're done with the optimize, the final piece is really the exciting piece where we bring in our digitalized solution. This is where we are actually talking about making the organization more global, mobile, and social. So we implement all the IoT solutions, all the other digital technologies. So this is how we support end-to-end our customers in their lifecycle journey. Next, I'd like to talk about the digital muscles. It's actually just like an athlete. It's extremely important to have real strong digital muscles. Like an athlete, they continue to tone up their muscles, work on ensuring that they stay fit to be able to compete in the market, in their races and stay ahead of their competition. It is important to do the same in the digital space as well as when you are talking about the transformation journey. There are 6 attributes that we come across any organization, irrespective of their industry, irrespective of their geography, that we see: leadership, people, agility, business integration, ecosystem, and value data. Let me talk a little bit about each one of them. So leadership, it's extremely important that your organization's C-level executives are totally committed to the journey, to the digital path, the digital future, whatever you're creating for your organization. It's extremely important to have the right people that really understands your business and people that are committed to make the digital journey successful. People are a very key part of it. And then bringing in the human-centric approach is very essential to have that component. Agility, like I mentioned, time is of essence. People want things really quickly and fast, and you want to be able to change as you go, as you find out new opportunities, new ways of doing things. Business integration, again, digital co-creation is all about blending your business experience along with digital technology. It's not a technology project. It's actually blending both of those together. So involving and engaging your business partners is extremely important. ecosystems, you do not have to know all the answers by yourself. Leverage your partners, your vendors, even your competitors to join together and bring in new value. Data, there's so much of data that's getting collected. What's important for you to, as an organization, is to understand what's important for you. What are you going to do with this data? So finding true value from the data that you're collecting, because in the new world, at one time, oil was king. Data is king today. So find the best way to utilize your data. Next, I'd like to welcome on stage one of the very successful, fearless CIO, I would say, Jacqueline Grunwald from AdvanSix, to talk about their journey to the cloud. And we have been partnering with AdvanSix for the last 2 years plus now, and it has been a great story, and I'm sure Jackie will help us talk through those.
Thank you.
Jackie. And that's
It's great to be here with you today. Hope you're enjoying Ignite. I'll keep this brief because I keep hearing the cheers going on out there. It sounds like there's a lot of fun somewhere else. But I want to share with you a few tidbits from the AdvanSix story. I come to conferences like Ignite or Envision because I want to understand better the vision of how technology is going to continue to change our world and how that affects the way that we think about our digital strategy at AdvanSix. But I also think about the practical aspects of what we do every day and how we can do those better. And it's there that I'd like to leave you with hopefully a few tidbits today. So as you know, I'm Jackie Grunwald. I'm the CIO of AdvanSix. Maybe you haven't heard of AdvanSix. We're a vertically integrated manufacturer of nylon. We use our advantaged chemistries to produce our products across our sites in a way that creates saleable byproducts. So we also make ammonium sulfate, which is a fertilizer, and we make a number of other chemical intermediates. So we were IPO'd as a public company 2 years ago when we were spun off of Honeywell. So we're a startup, but we're also a very old company. Our roots go back to the H.W. Jane Company, which was founded in the late 1800s. We have customer partnerships that have lasted longer than 60 years. And from a technology perspective, we had this technical debt in terms of aged application and infrastructure assets that were run on-prem. So the spin-off created this opportunity to do something with those assets. At a minimum, we had to get them out of the data center that no longer belonged to us. And I'm sure my team would attest to the fact that the easiest thing to do would be to find another data center and put them there. But the problem with that is coming out of a large company, we were losing those economies of scale. So the cost was going to increase dramatically. And this is a huge project. It's time-intensive, resource-intensive, cost-intensive that was going to yield no benefit. So we looked at this as a transformation opportunity that would allow us to actually yield benefits. So the way that we thought about it was with 3 strategies. And I'm not actually advancing the slides here, sorry. So the strategies that we thought about were cloud first, fit for purpose, and be cyber secure. So SaaS opportunities seem obvious. We're all in with Office 365. We did a process to look at all of our business processes and our application footprint and really drill down to what was the core of what was important to our business. But when we did that, we were still left with an aged SAP asset that was core to our business and these key manufacturing applications that you can't run. There's no SaaS alternative for this. So we started thinking about infrastructure as a service, IaaS. And that's where Fujitsu really enters the picture for us because we didn't have that internal knowledge and capability. But Fujitsu brought that to bear. And to make a story short here, 9 months later, we realized that transformation. We were running our application workloads almost entirely on the cloud. I guess I don't want to advance that quite yet. In a secure, smooth way. We'd upgraded those assets. We had converted and upgraded the SAP asset to HANA and are running that smoothly and securely on Azure. So what that did for us is it helped future-proof, and it brought a number of benefits for us. So first of all, we were able to maintain and even increase our level of security. The availability performance has been great. We've been live for just under 6 months, but the early results show that our costs have actually decreased to run this by more than 10%, which is a great outcome when we were looking at a cost increase for our situation. And the other thing we get is this agility, this ability to scale up and down on demand. So if you think about an SAP environment, sometimes I want a sandbox in order to test new software. In the old environment, in the on-prem environment, if I wanted that infrastructure, I had to procure it permanently and keep it there all the time, even though I wouldn't use it all the time. Now, if I want a sandbox, we spool that up, we run our tests, we spool it back down. But the thing that I think is the most interesting about the cloud is this idea of efficiency, of a utility. So, we did the same kind of things that a lot of companies did. More than a decade ago, we went through and we converted to VMs and we saved some money, but you still got this physical server footprint that's there all the time, whether you're using it or not. So what's a little bit different about the cloud, if you think about a utility, right? I mean, when you go back to your hotel room tonight and you flip on the light switch, the light's going to come on. And in other parts of the world, they have this system in the hotels where you take your key card and you stick it in the slot so that activates the lights. And when you leave, you're supposed to take the key card with you. So that should ensure that the lights go off, that they don't run when you're not there. Or when you go to the tap, when you turn on the faucet, you expect the water's going to come out. And when you're done, you're going to turn it off. That seems to elude my children sometimes, but for the most part, you don't walk away and leave it running to waste. You shut it off, and it's there when you're ready to use it. So think about that from an infrastructure perspective, from a business perspective. We're a chemical manufacturer. It's process manufacturing. So the manufacturing runs 24/7. We use SAP all the time. But we have an office staff who's only there 8 to 5, 7 to 6. Those applications aren't being used all the time. Or my team doesn't develop 24/7. Why should these systems be on all the time? Why would I need to have my dev environment or my quality assurance environment running all the time if I'm not going to use it? In the on-prem model, if you have them, they're there whether you're using them or not. But in the public cloud, in Azure, you can create this kind of governance. You can create a tap system, if you will, so that you can deallocate when you know you're not going to use those applications. And then you can have them set to spool back up for the next business day. So even though we're a smaller company now, by using the public cloud, by using Azure, and with the help of our partner Fujitsu, we're really able to take advantage of the economies of scale of the larger world. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Thank you very much for being a partner. I really appreciate it. So, again, it's really a great story, great success that we have had together, and we continue to. So I really thank Jackie and AdvanSix for choosing Fujitsu as their digital co-creation partner. We look forward to continue to help you be in the digital space more and more. So as we see companies like AdvanSix, there's still many organizations, many CIOs, many executives that are still struggling to find what their digital transformation journey is going to be. I really encourage you to look back and find who is going to be your co-creation partner. Find your ecosystem. Now, like I said at the beginning of the session, that I'm going to tell you how you can win or actually find a way how you would be eligible for $100,000 of worth of consulting services. I was not just saying it for the sake of saying it. So I would encourage you to drop by our booth at 309. For a limited time, we are actually giving away what we call it as our Azure Total Economic Assessment Program. It's a 6-week assessment program that we do to help create a roadmap and journey to your cloud, create the ROI for you so that you can take it forward. I encourage you to talk to our people at the booth, and they can help you set up in their journey. And then finally, again, I think it's a really, really exciting world ahead. Let's find your co-creation partner, and together be bold to to move forward and enhance in your digital journey quickly, because if you don't, they might have to choose a different business or an industry altogether. Thank you very much.